Did you just meet some people at a networking event or in a Facebook group and now you need to follow up with them because your business coach told you to or because you're looking for new clients? Well, that is what we are talking about today. So stay tuned, grab your cup of coffee, grab your tea, grab that protein shake, and sit down for a moment or keep on walking wherever you're watching this from, because we are getting started. Welcome everyone, welcome replay viewers to Coffee Chat with Danny, where we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8:15-ish Pacific Standard Time, to bring you tips, tools, and inspiration to help you make moves in your business. So, for those of you that don't know me, hey, how's it going? My name is Danny, and I develop business skills in female entrepreneurs so that they can take their businesses to the next level. We get clear, focused, and a plan of action, because I'm all about action, taking action in our businesses. So, a lot of times I meet with a lot of different people because I do a lot of networking events locally, but I also am meeting people online. And one of the things I see people do is not follow up or they're really surprised when I follow up with them, like, oh, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, Danny, oh, cool, right? Now, I was recently in this challenge and we are finishing up the challenge. We are almost there. But it was a 21-day challenge, and it was basically to help us build a new skill, right? Of being in that consistent momentum of following up with people on a regular basis. Because what can happen? Tell me if this has been you. You go to this really great networking event, you meet all kinds of people, there's tons of energy there, you're really excited about what could come of it. You have these stack of business cards because you met so many people, right? And then you get back and you're like, okay, so now what? What do I do now, right? How do I continue to connect with these people, or how do I follow up, right? That seems to be one of the ways that can stop us from taking steps or moving forward in our business, because the people that we're meeting, some of these are potential clients, some of these are potential fans and refers, and some of these are potential collaborators, maybe that we can collaborate on different projects with. I know I've met different people in different events that I've then gone on to collaborate with them in different things. So, one of the things that we're going to talk about, I think it's 6 that I have, 6 different ways that you can follow up with somebody. But the first thing to do is to kind of create, not kind of, that was bad language, to create some type of system, some type of flow, or some type of process that you want to continually do with them, okay? So this could be maybe some of the things that we're talking about now, but some way that you're kind of tracking how they're moving through your process. So whether that is like a CSM system, or CRM system, CSM, whatever you want to call it. One of those systems, it's an Excel sheet, whatever it is that you want to use. Personally, I use a program called Close, and I've also used Insightly. I've also used 17 Hats. I've ventured around with a few. Close seems to be the one that I like the most because it's integrated with all the social media stuff, which I love. So, the first thing, though, is get that kind of process or get that system in order. Get all your kind of contacts that you're meeting and have a system that they're going into. And if it's right now, if it's you in an Excel sheet, then that's what it is, right? Whatever that is, do that. Do that first, okay? And then now you know when it's time to follow up. I hear people say they follow up within 24 to 48 hours. I hear people follow up the next day. Some people follow up the same day, right? Maybe you went to like a morning event and you send them an email that afternoon. Whatever that process is for you, whatever feels right for you, that's what I want you to do, right? So the key is to actually do something, not just put that card on your desk somewhere, or at the bottom of your purse, or in I have like a little basket where they all go once they've been into my system. They go into this little basket. So don't just throw it in the basket. Actually do something with it, okay? So the first way, excuse me. Much better. The first way to follow up is the easiest way, which is an email, right? So most of the time we've gotten a business card. Generally speaking, we get a business card, and everybody's business card will have an email address. Now, there's sometimes where you don't get an email address on there. So what I would say is when you're receiving the business card from them, take a look and see if there's an email address on there, okay? There's an email address or a phone number. Those are two really easy ways to connect with somebody. So make sure one of those at least is on there. So check for that email. So you can email them. Now there's tons of ways that you can write your email. People are going to tell you to do different things. There's a zillion ways, right? One of the ways that I do is I usually will start, hey, it was great meeting you at this, in my subject line, it was great meeting you at XYZ event. Now, I like to do that. That's the way I prefer to do it. And it's because I want them to know, oh yeah, that was that girl that I talked to. Or, oh yeah, we were just at this at this event yesterday or the other day, and oh, that's right, like I remember. Who is it, right? They may not remember you specifically, but that catches their attention to say, okay, yeah, this is somebody that I met at an event. So this is somebody I know and not just a spam, right? Not like a spam email. So they're more apt to look at it. Now, some people will tell you, like, maybe you talked about something in particular, and maybe you talked about your kids, right? Maybe you guys bonded over, you have kids similar age, and so you were bonding over the struggles of that you have with your kids. Or maybe they were wearing like a really nice necklace, and you were just like, oh my God, that necklace was outstanding, right? Whatever it is, you can also use that as your subject line to say, you know, hey, loved that necklace, or hey, what struggles are you having this week with your 5-year-old, right? Whatever it is that you connected with them. That's another way to do it. But whatever feels right for you is what I want you to do. Again, it's all about what feels right for you. I'm just offering you some ideas and some ways to do it, okay? So number 2 is, within your email, so you have your subject line and then your body of your email. Now that is, again, dependent upon your subject line. So if I put like mine, it says I met you, hey, we met at XYZ event. I'm going to put, hey, this is Danny. We talked about blah, 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 whatever it was that we talked about. And then I'm going to go in at this event. I really liked blah, 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 or I would love to get to know about your business more. I would love to see how we can collaborate, or whatever it is that related to them, right? And building that relationship with them. And so I don't have like a generic email that goes out to everyone. I have kind of a template that I use, but then it's tweaked to the individual that I'm sending it to. It's not like a automated type system. Now, some business coaches will tell you to do that. That's not how I roll. I like to be a little bit more personal about it, and so it is tweaked to them specifically. You can automate that if that's feels more comfortable for you. You can completely do that. Just make sure your system is set up to do that and to send. Okay, so in that email, you want to start a conversation with them. So whether it's a conversation around your 5-year-old kids and what they're doing, or that necklace and where they got it, whatever it is, you can start that conversation with, or it can be inviting them to go do something, right? So in some cases, some people I meet, they're not maybe my potential client, but they could be a potential referrer, or they could be somebody that I could collaborate with, right? So depending on what that might look like, I might just send them a resource. I might, in that email, say, hey, I know we talked about this. Here's a great resource I found, right? And send them that. It could be that. In some cases, I want to get to know them more. Maybe it's a collaboration, or maybe it's somebody that I see as a potential client for me. So then I will email them and say, hey, I'd love to get to know more about your business and see how maybe I can assist you, or how we can work together, or whatever, right? And so I invite them to go do something. Most of the time it's to grab coffee or grab lunch or something, right? So that goes into your email, and you always want to make it very succinct as, hey, are you available this day or that day, right? You want to make it as easy as possible. I know I've talked about this in an earlier coffee chat, but you always want to make it as easy as possible for them to respond. Okay, number 2. Another way to follow up with them is over the phone. So I know these days phone calls, they can be a little tricky for some people. A lot of people don't like to hop on the phone. They'd rather text or email, right? Those are the easy ones, Danny. Yes, those are the easy ones. But a phone call is a great way, again, to get it done super quick, right? Because you're only looking at maybe a 1 to 2 minute call. You're not looking to expand the relationship and get to know them more on that phone call. All you're doing is inviting them again to either attend an event with you, to go have coffee with you, to connect with you, or to schedule a time to talk with you later, right? Whether that's on the phone. Excuse me. What is up with me today? It's either to follow up with you, you're following up with them to go do something. So that could be to invite them to an event, invite them to coffee, invite them to lunch, whatever that might be. Invite them to something that you're doing, or maybe an event you think they'd like. That would be another way. Another way that this is good is if you don't have the email or you don't have anything else, all you have is their phone number. It's perfect. Well, now you're just calling to see if, hey, can we schedule a time to chat? And how's your Monday look? Or how does your Wednesday look, right? Give them a time that they can easily answer. So that's number 2. Number 3 is social media. So another way to connect with somebody after you've met them is to find them on social media. Most of us who are business owners are on social media in some way or form. Now, oftentimes that can seem a little invasive. A lot of people are like, well, I don't want to just go follow them after I met them. Now, again, I'm not saying as soon as you meet 5 people, you go and follow them on social media. Absolutely not. You got to feel what's right and how that conversation was. But again, when you're thinking about this, it's all about building a relationship. So it's all about getting to know them more, them getting to know you more. So then you can see maybe this is somewhere that this relationship can take you. I swear, there's been times where I've hopped on a phone call or I've connected with somebody on social media that led into something that I had no idea would lead into. And it's just because I'm looking, my perspective is all about building a relationship. It's not about getting a sale. It's not about getting another client. It's not about, selling them something. It's not about that. It's about building the relationship and seeing how that goes, right? Where that may take us, who knows, which is the fabulous thing, let me tell you. So one way to do it is to Google them, right? Type in their name or their business. Things will pop up generally, whether it's their website, whether it's their Yelp, whether it's LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a good one, or Facebook, Twitter, and all those good things, right? So you want to see where that leads you, and then which site feels comfortable for you. So some people feel if it's not a business page on Facebook, you're like, I'm not going to go friend them on Facebook. And I would absolutely tell you not to do that. You have to have built a relationship in order to follow them on Facebook, to be like their friend, right? Now, if it's a business page, that's another story. If you like their business page, that is not as invasive. Hey, they're trying to get more followers on their Facebook page anyway, right? Or Twitter or LinkedIn. So in some cases, there has been some people that I've met, and for whatever reason, this was probably like 6 or 7 months ago, when I didn't really have a good system of bringing my people in and the people that I meet, and then kind of getting them into some type of structure or format. So what would happen is I would get the business card and then I'd lose it. It'd be at the bottom of my purse, or I'd drop it in my basket and not put them on my file, or not put them in the list of people to contact, right? So there's been some cases where I've had to reach out when it's been like 6 months since I've talked to them. And again, now we tend to lose that momentum right after we leave these events. So yeah, that definitely was something that kind of fell through the cracks, right? I totally know that. And so I just reached out like, hey, I know it's been like 6 months and we met at this event and I really enjoyed our conversation. I'd love to get to know more about your business. Like, hey, can we meet, sometime next week to to chat. And then I gave them some dates, right? Well, I didn't hear back from them. That's okay. Like, it is what it is, right? Well, then I invited them to something else, right? Like, hey, you know, there's this networking event over here. Like, I'm going, thought you should know about it, right? You might like it or you might enjoy it. Again, either response or no response, that's okay. And then, you know, I tried another option, right? Which was social media. So I looked up and I actually found this person on LinkedIn. So I connected with them on LinkedIn. They accepted my connection. Bam! So I tried 3 different ways to get back in touch with this person. And the way that worked was LinkedIn, which was pretty interesting, right? So you never know which way is going to work for certain people. And if it has been 6 or 7 months, don't worry about it. It happens to all of us. And just simply state that, like, hey, you know, I totally lost your card and or somehow yours fell through the crack or whatever it is, right? Whatever happened, just let them know. But I'd really like to get, you know, in touch with you. All right. So number 4 is I've kind of already talked about this one through that. I've kind of already stated this one already previously, but it's to invite them somewhere. So whether that's on the phone or whether that's in an email, invite them to something. Now, this can be something that you're doing, right? So some of us are doing webinars or workshops, or we're attending a seminar or a conference, right? Invite them to go with you. Invite them to come see you, see what you're doing, right? You can also invite them to have coffee. Maybe there's an activity or a hobby. Maybe you know they're into hiking or running. Invite them to go hiking or running if that's something that works for you, or meditation, or invite them to coffee down by the beach if you live close to the beach, right? Whatever it is, invite them to go do something. Okay, it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be big. But invite them, because when you're inviting them to go with you or to do something with you, you're again building that relationship. And what does it say, people? I think it's like 25 to 28 touches or interactions, or they see you in order for them to start to like, oh, really see you, right? Because we see so many people. I don't know how many times I see people through my Facebook feed, and like, I don't know them that well. Some of them I do, right? Because algorithms and all that fun stuff. I won't get into that. But invite them to go do something. That's another way. And there's different ways that you can invite them, right? All right. Number 5 is to share a resource. So I kind of said this one already too. So when you're, let's say you've met them, we're looking at ways to continue the conversation, ways to build that relationship with them, sharing a resource. There's times where I come across certain things and I'm like, oh, that would be really good for this person, or oh, I'm going to go attend this event. This person also might like this event, right? Or hey, I read this article and this was a really great article. I think you'll be interested, right? So sometimes I meet people who are trying to grow their Instagram accounts, or, you know, Facebook Lives, or maybe they're looking about incorporating, or they're looking at starting an LLC. They're not sure whether they should, you know, do these certain things. And if I see a resource, or I come across a resource as I'm, you know, planning my own social media posts and whatnot, I'll send that to them to say, hey, you know, you might be interested in this. It's another great way, right? If you're a physical product, this is still a good way to do this. Now, a lot of people deter. So for those of you that are doing physical products, don't shy away from this. This is still a good way to connect. If you sell makeup, right? Maybe it's an article on makeup, right? On how to apply makeup, or video on how to apply the eyeshadow, right? Or the liner or lipstick, right? Lip Sense. So like, that's huge product out there right now. And maybe it's a video on that, right? There's tons of resources that you can share with the people that you're meeting at these different events. And last but not least, this one's old school, but it is to send a card, to send something in the mail. It could be a postcard. It can be an invitation to something that you're doing. It could be an anniversary card, maybe their anniversary for their business. Maybe it's a birthday card. Maybe it's a thank you card. Oftentimes when I sit down with people and we have a really great conversation, I'll send them a thank you card to say, thanks for meeting with me. It was really great to know you. Great to get to know you better, right? Or they have, there's an app called, I think it's InviteWink. I think it's InviteWink. I'll check on that. But it is an app that you have on your phone. I think it's through American Greetings, and you can send a card. You can send it via Facebook, via text message, via email. You can even send it snail mail. So it's another great way for you to, meet, interact with people that you've met at these networking events or as you're meeting people, and to continue that conversation. So those are the 6 ways. So let me go through them one more time. They're email, phone, social media, invite them to do something, share a resource with them, or send them some snail mail. All right, that is our coffee chat for today. All around great ways to follow up with people that you are meeting every day. Now, a few announcements. Actually, I have one announcement. This coming Monday, I am doing a free webinar on planning your May out. So we are getting clear, focused, and a plan of action for all those ideas that you have spinning around in your head. We're going to get them down on paper and create a plan of action for them. It's about a 75-minute workshop. It's all online, but you must register to get your seat, and seats are limited. So I do want to caution you to act now, because all of my action takers are starting to act on this and seats are filling. So I'll put the link down below, but I wanted to share that with you guys, my loyal coffee chatters, so that you can come on over and get planned with, get a plan of action for your May, because I want you to hit your May goals. I absolutely want you to have a successful business, to increase that profit line, and the best way to do it is through planning. Let me tell you, I don't know how many of my clients have been like, oh my God, this one simple thing has made such a huge difference in my business. Like, I know. So, I'll put the link down below. Save your seat. If you can't make it live, no worries, because I will send you the replay. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you back tomorrow with another chat around following up. If you've got questions, leave them down below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Have a good one. Bye.